se formó. La música con variedad tocamos desde salsa hasta reggaetón. Un vacilón, este es el show de la mañana en el tapón. Son un bombón, tírame remix, Elistón. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show.
Este es el show de la mañana con Elio,
Esther y Mafer.
Este es el show de la mañana, el show. Eso.
Ya regresamos, mi gente, y excelente compañía.
¡Qué rico! Señoras y señores, bienvenidos a la última hora aquí en el show de la mañana en Tu Fiesta Radio. Este servidor, Elio Piedra
Y Esther.
Somos Tu Fiesta Radio. And let me tell you, we are so excited because we are live right now. Yes, we are. From the Children's Trust of Alachua County Studio. Check it out. Yeah.
Eso.
And now to do that, hey, we have the one and only, let me tell you, the great Marsha.
Good morning, Marsha.
Good morning.
Thank you for
Marsha,
joining
we
us
love
today
you.
in the morning show.
Excited to be back.
Marsha, let me ask you something. How you do it? How do you look always so fresh, so ready and beautiful for the red carpet, huh? Is that, let me guess, is that coffee?
It's coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the recipe to look,
That's a recipe.
gorgeous,
Oh, my God.
fashion.
I love it.
Thank you for the grace.
I love it. Hey, we can help it. We are having fun for no reason, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You do. I love coming here. You all really are another shot of coffee.
There you go.
because
That's what we wanna
the
be.
Energy here is always wonderful. And it does. It helps you wake up. And it's a wonderful way to start the day. So thank you guys for doing what you do.
Oh, absolutely. And every month we are live from the Children's Trust of Alachua County Studios. This is a bilingual segment where we have the opportunity to actually explore and get to know closer these wonderful causes and organizations that Children's Trust of Alachua County are making a difference in their lives and their mission and their vision. So I am going to pass the mic to the queen herself because she's going to take over and is going to introduce a wonderful guest that we have today, and we want to learn more about it.
Thank you. So I'm excited today because, as you all know, the Children's Trust is a funder, right? We fund programs for children and families here in the county. But often I'm asked, what kinds of programs do you fund? And when I say we fund over 80 programs, people's eyes get really wide. And when we talk about the fact that we fund programs from literally 0, right, to 18, we often don't talk about one of what I consider to be a jewel in our crown. One of the programs that I think makes the most difference. The Children's Trust has 3 goals. They are that children and families are healthy and have nurturing caregivers and relationships. That's 1. 2, that children and youth can learn what they need to be successful. That's 2. And then thirdly, that children live in a safe community. Well, this particular program falls into category 1, that children and youth are healthy and have nurturing caregivers and relationships. And when we talk about the beginning of life, that is such a special and really magical time. And in addition to that, though, there are so many things that mom and dad, if dad is supporting, have to do to ensure that we have a beautiful, healthy baby. And so this program that Miss Sandy Muir is here to talk about this morning is one of those programs that we fund that literally will go into the hospital to meet mom and newborn baby where they are, and then actually follow them home. Wow. So Sandy is and I want to get her title correct, the nursing supervisor for the newborn home visiting program. And this program is sponsored by Healthy Start of North Florida, a wonderful organization. They actually cover a lot of counties, and I'll let Sandy kind of tell you a little bit about that. But of course, we're interested in Alachua County. We have invested over $400,000 into this program. That's how important it is for us. And so we want all of our families, particularly our families who are either just starting, right? Or maybe some returning families. Mom is having her second or third or fourth baby, to know about our newborn home visiting program. So I'm going to turn it over to Sandy to tell you a little bit about the program.
Welcome, Sandy.
Good morning, Sandy. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be here. So I'm very pleased to share with you all the information about our program. It's an amazing program, and I just love being part of it. And I'm so grateful to the Children's Trust for all that you guys have done for us as well. So ours is a free program, again, funded by the Children's Trust, and we're available to all families that live in Alachua County. And we provide home visiting with a nurse to their homes after they go home from the hospital with their newborns. And like Marcia said, it can be their first child, second, third, eighth child. We've seen that too. So we're happy to visit regardless of where you're at in terms of your family dynamics. We also enjoy visiting families that are fostering children as well as adoptive families as well. So any kind of family dynamic. We are partnered with UF Shands Health Hospital as well as HCA North Florida. So we have one of our team members at the hospital going in, talking to the moms, telling them about the program, enrolling them and so forth. And then once they're home from the hospital, the nurse will contact them, make an arrangement for a time and date that they can go to the home and do a home visit. We have 4 wonderful nurses. Well, I guess I should say 3 plus me. So 3 wonderful nurses and then me as the supervisor. But I also do the home visiting as well. And all of the nurses have extensive experience with working with infants, working with new moms, postpartum moms as well. So an excellent team that we have put together. So at our visits, what we do is we do physical assessments, basically assessments on both the infant and the mom. And for the infant, we will take a look at, we do all their vitals. We assess them from head to toe. We do their weights and focus on how they're eating, if they're getting enough to eat. We discuss newborn care with the moms, answer any questions they might have or any concerns. Basically, just make sure the infant is doing well. And if we do, in fact, have concerns about the infant, for example, a issue with poor weight gain, we, at the visit, actually contact the pediatrician to let them know and update them about what our concerns are so that they can then get further follow-up to make sure everything goes well. We do a physical assessment on mom. We make sure her recovery from her delivery is going well, answer any questions that she has. We focus a lot on blood pressure right now because we're seeing an increase in what's called postpartum preeclampsia, which is what happens is moms go home from the hospital after delivery and then have spikes in their blood pressures. So we're very focused on that. And again, if we have any concerns about mom at the visit, we immediately contact her OB or in some circumstances send her directly back to the hospital if it's a serious concern. We do a lot of help, or we give a lot of help with breastfeeding. Our nurses have a lot of breastfeeding education. Some of our nurses are certified lactation consultants, so they're able to really help those moms who are struggling with breastfeeding, which is pretty common in those first 2 weeks, and it's a very critical time. And our goal in our program is to get a visit in within the first 7 days of discharge. So we're right there when mom has the most questions and is struggling the most, especially with the breastfeeding.
Sandy, can I ask you a question? So it was something I first thought about when I heard about that this was one of the programs that we funded when I first got here and took the job. You're coming into my home. Do you care what the home looks
Oh
like?
my goodness. Do you care what my home looks like?
That's a good question, by
It's
the
just
way.
like whenever a mom says that, I'm like, oh, you have not been to my house, or their garage looks messy when I go to
Right.
check a car seat or their car. I'm like, let's go look at my car, and then non-judgmental. So
Yeah.
we are not there for any other reason than to provide support, education, assistance to the family, to both mom and dad, as well as the newborn, and any extended family that we can help as well. So in no way are we even looking. We're too busy looking at that beautiful baby to even notice what your house
That's so
looks like.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Some people, they might feel a little,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted you to be able to say that because, we don't want anyone to not take advantage of this wonderful service because they're concerned about what their home looks like or, if everything isn't perfect. When someone is coming into the home.
Absolutely.
We care about mom, we care about baby, we care about the family getting and receiving the resources that they need.
Absolutely. And if mom is uncomfortable with having us come to the home, we can meet her at our office, at a library. We can even do a virtual visit if that's what makes her the most comfortable. But one of the things about the program in terms of feedback is what moms enjoy is the fact that they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to get that baby in the car. They don't have to brush their teeth if they don't want to. And they can just have someone come to them to provide all the care and answer their questions without even having to leave the house. So it's very helpful in that respect too. And that's been part of what we see frequently on our feedback surveys, that parents are happy that we're actually able to come to them.
That's awesome. I would like to expand that question that Marcia did. That was such a great question. Because when you have a baby, there is so much going through your body, but also through your emotions. Is there any emotional support that you guys provide for these families?
Mental health.
And in fact, that's part of our physical assessment on mom, is to assess her mental health as well as her emotional health. And if we find that they do need some assistance, we talk a lot about postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. We actually have a scoring tool called the Edinburgh Assessment Tool, which is a very objective way to assess how mom is doing emotionally at that time and has been doing over the past 7 days. And we are partnered with Better Beginnings, and we will make a referral to Better Beginnings for that mom. And they're wonderful about contacting the mom within 24 hours and getting appointments set up with her to help her and support her with her mental health. And that's a big focus of our visits, as well as helping with things like lactation and education and stuff. And speaking of education, that again is a big component of what we do. We discuss a lot of different things in addition to answering the questions that moms might have, and dads. I don't want to leave dads out at all. And grandparents are often there with questions as well. So we educate on SIDS prevention, safe sleep, topics like immunizations, newborn care, of course, when to call the doctor, signs and symptoms of illness, and in circumstances, for example, when a family don't have a thermometer, we make sure they have a thermometer. We talk about fire safety, water, home safety, development. So we have a long list of education that we provide and resources for those families as well if they need that additional information as well.
Sandy, talk about resources. We were having a conversation before we came on air about car seats. Tell everybody about car seats and what you all do in relation to that.
Absolutely. And this again is one of the things we see on our feedback surveys very frequently, is the fact that parents are really pleased that they have someone in the home actually there checking their car seat installations. 3 of the nurses are called CPSTs, or Child Passenger Safety Technicians, and they've taken the training. So at our home visits, we're able to actually check the car seat installation in the car, check how the baby's positioned in the car seat. And honestly, we're keeping track of this. We are seeing 75 to 80% of the ones that we check that need changes made to make the car seat safer. Additionally, what Marcia's referring to is what we're seeing an increase in numbers of is counterfeit car seats or fake car seats. And they are car seats that do not meet the standard safety regulations for the United States. So they are actually legal to be used in the United States, but more importantly, they're unsafe to be used. And people are purchasing these in all kinds of locations, including Amazon. And they're not safe car seats. So again, with the help of the Children's Trust, we are really pleased that we are able to offer these families free car seats to replace the counterfeit car seats, because some of these families are spending hundreds of dollars buying car seats with strollers, and then they can't even use them safely.
Right. And what's the difference?
Wow.
How can you tell?
That's a really good question. So the red flags for us, if you are familiar with car seats, the counterfeit car seats don't have what's called a chest clip at the chest. So they just have what's called a 3-point harness rather than a 5-point harness. They typically, you can't adjust the height of the harness up and down as the infant grows. And the way we also notice what they are, or again, a red flag for us, is that they don't have all the safety stickers that are on the car seats that are certified car seats.
Okay.
But fundamentally, they're not safe for the infants to use. So that's, and it's not just Gainesville, it's happening across the country. But again, we're just noticing an increase in it more recently.
So basically, touching base on that, the safe car seats are the one that they are in the chest. They have the cross point in the chest and also at the bottom, right?
Correct.
That's the one that we use for my two daughters. And
I'll come over and check your car seats after.
From 1 to 10, you can tell me live here, Elio. You need to fix. No, but it's so good what we're talking right now because my daughters, 4 and 6. 6 years ago when I had my first daughter, I didn't knew this information. And you know what we actually had to do, because we got our first car seat. It wasn't the best one, like the one that we have now. And we said, like, this is something. It's something is off, and we can't tell what it is. And I had to go to a friend of mine that used to be one of the chief at UFPD. They have the public safety department, and actually he told my wife how to do it properly to adjust it, and exactly what car seat was the one that you need for your child to do, in order to be safe. Because sometimes we don't know this information. Imagine if I hear this 6 years ago, I will be talking to you in Children's Trust instead of going to someone else.
It. We know that parents love their children. They want the best for their children. They want to be safe. And so, if you don't know, then you can't, right? You can't provide that quality care. So thanks to a program like this, literally within 7 days of coming home with your baby, there's someone there to be a resource for you to say, hey, not this car seat, but we're going to give you this car seat. And here's how you put it in the car. Here's how you put the baby in the car. So again, I can't say enough about programs like Newborn and what Healthy Start does for our community.
That's amazing. We have a question here from the audience. This person is actually a dad through our Tu Fiesta Radio app. By the way, you can download it on your phone if you want to learn Spanish anyways. 24/7, the best Latino music on planet Earth. And also on your iPhone and Android, you can keep it with you. So the question goes, are the car seats, the car seat comes with expiration day? Do you know if they expire? And this is such a great question because I don't know. Do you know if the car seat comes with an expiration date?
They do. All car seats now come with expiration dates. And essentially that's because typically it's 6 to 8 years. There's a few that are 10 years. It's very car seat specific, and your manual will tell you. And just speaking about car seats, they are very complicated to install, and they are also, it's very hard to read those manuals, and you can't always depend on the YouTube video being correct. So you really do need someone who's been trained to know how to install them, to check them. But the expiration dates they have expiration dates now because, firstly, within that space of 6 to 8 years, the technology improves. So they want you to buy a safer car seat that's an improved car seat, but also the integrity of the car seat, the plastics, everything, the base sitting out in 140 degree car temperatures all summer long, it diminishes. So it's really safer to replace your car seat.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I am blown away. I didn't know that the car seats come with inspiration day. I am glad my wife bought them often. They didn't inspire. And we actually got another question. Wow. So this is another question from her mom. Jacqueline is asking this question. Thank you so much, Fiesteros. You guys are on fire today. So the question goes: at which age do you switch to the booster seat? We don't have to use it anymore, but we always had that question.
The youngest age that's recommended is 4. So 4 and up, you can switch to a booster based on your child's size as well as the child's age. So 4 to 7 typically is the age that is suggested that you can start using a booster. But again, if you have a car seat that goes until the child or is allowed to be used, I guess is what I should say, until the children are closer to 50. Some go as high as 60 pounds. I would tell you just continue using your car seat until you pass the weight limits on what is allowed on that particular car seat.
Yeah, because that's another question. Until what age you actually need, or your kid need to be sitting in the car seat? Because some kids, they are 6 and they're like, no, I don't want to use the car seat anymore. I am a big girl.
That's
like,
right.
hey, hello,
Right. And talking about ages, Sandy, at what age should a kid, baby, start drinking water? Because I had that question all the time, but I don't know. I don't understand that.
Infants, so for the first year, it should just be breast milk or formula. Even if you think they're just thirsty, that will actually quench their first thirst as well as giving them water. So the first year, you want to stick to your breast milk, your formula, and then after that, you can start introducing like cow's milk, anything in terms of water, diluted juices and stuff like that. But the direction you should always take is something nutritional and not fill them up with water, and then they don't get as much breast milk formula, which is where they're getting their nutrition, and that will easily quench their thirsts as well.
Good, Sandy. And what are some of the most common concerns that new parents express during your visits in their homes?
Excellent question. And boy, there's a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, especially from our first-time parents as well, which is to be expected. A lot of questions about, now they recommend that families do tummy time with their babies. That's important because it strengthens the baby's back and shoulder muscles so that they're able to meet their milestones, their developmental milestones in rolling and sitting. So they have a lot of questions about how to do tummy time, a lot of questions about skincare and rashes, questions about taking care of the umbilical cord, questions about what kinds of diaper cream to use and diaper care and things like that. And then just general concerns about how do I help my infant to settle and to sleep, how a large number of our questions are focused on breastfeeding and questions and concerns and how to do it, and things aren't going well. A lot of concerns about weight gain. So of course we weigh the baby, talk to the mom about weight gain and stuff like that, about feeds, how often a baby should eat, what type of food they should eat, the frequency. We always make sure the baby's getting enough to eat while we're at the visits. That's one of the things that we assess. And so generalized questions about how to settle the baby and the bassinet, because we have a lot of moms that are up all night long holding that baby.
I was thinking about sleep.
Baby does not want to be put down. So we talk to them and assist them with that kind of stuff as well. So just very individualized questions about, and also questions about home safety, about bassinets, and questions that, like you've asked me about, when should a baby start drinking water? When should a baby be doing rolling and sitting? And at what point in time does that happen? So it's, again, especially with the first-time parents, those babies do not come with instruction manuals with a chapter on breastfeeding, which would be awesome. So just a lot of questions. And even a second and third-time parent, you know, every baby's very different, and your breastfeeding experience can be very different as well, depending on the baby and the baby's skills. So we are, you know, available to those families. They might not have the same type of questions because they've already been there, done that, but they have questions specific to their baby. And now what we're seeing in our program is a lot of parents are repeat families where they've had the program. They've had a nurse visit them with their first infant, and they appreciated all the assistance that they got. So now they're signing up again for their second and third child, which is awesome.
And talking about supporting families, and Sandy, is there any resources available for families that they only speak Spanish in Alachua County?
Very happy to provide that. We have some of our team members that are Spanish speaking. So we have a Spanish speaking nurse.
Wow, that's awesome.
Have I mentioned that we have a team member in the hospital that talks to and enrolls the moms. We have a Spanish-speaking, they're called family partners, so we have a Spanish-speaking family partner. And then, of course, the Children's Trust provides us with a language line. So regardless of what language you speak, we will be able to help you, communicate with you, provide you with the assistance that you need.
I was hoping she said that.
There you go. So, and just talking, I don't want to not mention this in terms of assistance. We also provide, in addition to the education and the physical needs of the mom and the baby, we also provide a lot of resources to the family that they may not know about. Resources such as the Dolly Parton Imagination Library and resources within the community, but resources they might need including financial assistance, food or clothing assistance, assistance getting enrolled in WIC, getting assistance in how to get a pump for breastfeeding. So, we do a lot of, even after the visit, communication with the mom, making sure they have meet all their needs that they might have. Additionally, we have, again, thanks to the Children's Trust and all that they provided to our program, that we then can give to the moms free things like diapers, wipes, thermometers I mentioned. We have, for a child that perhaps doesn't have a safe place to sleep and moms are co-bedding, we have free pack and plays that we're able to give to the kids or to the family. We have baby items like diaper cream, developmental toys. We have a lot of breastfeeding supplies for mom, including pumps and hand pumps and breast milk storage bags. So we're able to, and we already mentioned we have free car seats. So we provide a lot of what's needed right in that moment to make sure that the families are getting off to a good start.
That's awesome. I am amazed by all of the valuable information that we are sharing this morning. The Children's Trust of Alachua County segment at Tu Fiesta Radio. I would like to take a second to translate it, just a summary while we are talking, because it's crucial to mention the language line and all of that. Bueno, señoras y señores, estamos hablando con Sandy. Ella trabaja con una organización fundada. Cuando digo fundada, quiero decir que reciben fondos directamente de Children's Trust de nuestro condado de Alachua. Y Y esta organización es precisamente, se llama Newborn Home Visiting. Básicamente se enfoca en visitarlo a usted en su casa. ¿Para qué? Con el fin de ayudar a esa mamá que tiene ese bebito recién nacido y a veces no sabes cómo alimentarlo, a veces no sabes qué hacer para dormir, a veces tiene incluso depresión después del parto. Estamos hablando de un online language, que es una línea de lenguaje que no importa qué lengua usted habla, sea español, sea otro tipo de idioma. Mira, we have a lot of people that are also from Brazil that they enjoy our station. You never know. No importa qué lenguaje, esa línea se llama el Language Line, puede apoyarte y a través de eso te puedes comunicar, que es otra herramienta que Children's Trust provee con sus fondos para estas organizaciones como Newborn Home Visiting. Si tienes cualquier pregunta, por favor déjanos tu comentario, déjanos una sugerencia, una preocupación, déjanos saber qué te interesa saber y sobre todo si necesitas ayuda, you need help. This is the moment that you can leave a comment below, you can tag that friend that just got a newborn and doesn't know what to do, hasn't been sleeping. It is, some moms, they even reject the child, but it's not within them, but they don't even know what to do. That doesn't happen sometimes. Like the mom, it is so stressed out.
The tiredness.
That doesn't even want to be next to the kid. I think that has a name.
The postpartum depression.
Probably, right? And that's so tough.
And we're actually seeing dads experiencing postpartum anxiety and depression. 1 in 8 dads. Experience it. So we're focused on fathers as well as moms, and we'll sometimes actually make a mental health referral for the dad at our visit, not even the mom.
Wow.
So
That's so good. Y now to traduce this, quería decirle a nuestros fiesteros, también a nuestra audiencia, que ya sea usted madre o sea padre, abuelo, abuela, pueden incurrir a estos servicios porque la verdad es que es un servicio espectacular. Mira, ellos te ayudan con la evaluación física del menor, te ayudan también con la lactancia, como estaba diciendo Sandy, pero también te muestran cómo cuidar al bebé. Sabemos que hay muchas madres que son primerizas, que tienen su bebé por primera vez y pues tienen esos challenges, esos retos para poder cuidar a su niño, pero también si tienen un niño por segunda, tercera vez, cada niño es diferente. Entonces es muy importante que recurran a estos beneficios, porque no solamente es la ayuda física, la ayuda emocional, sino también todos los recursos que ellos tienen, que usted no tiene leche para su baby, que usted no tiene un car seat para usted poder transportarlo. Ellos también te ayudan con eso.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Wow. You probably have more questions for Sandy. Do you have more questions?
I don't think I have any more questions, but I really want to thank Sandy and Healthy Start for all of the work that you do. I consider this program to be one of our gems, right? In all of the programs.
We love what we do. The nurses are very passionate about helping the families. Again, they've come with years of experience and they love it. Truly love every moment of what they do.
Yeah, I can tell how passionate you are about your team, what you guys do, and the mission. And one of the questions that is crucial.
I will say we don't love checking car seats in 100-degree temperatures, but we of course will do that. But it is warm. So and just in addition, just to quickly mention too, we offer really awesome free infant CPR and choking prevention class every couple months, and we typically have about 15 or so people at those classes. We show families what to do in an emergency, how to give them education about child-proofing their home to prevent choking, and additional, practice to know how to do CPR if they were ever to need it.
That's amazing. So everything regarding safety, we could say that you guys provide it. So how can our audience, our community, contact you guys, Newborn Home Visiting?
They can go to the Healthy Start website and find the name of our program, Newborn Home Visiting, and there's phone numbers there, or they can enroll online and give me a call. The phone number is my phone number, and we'll make sure that we enroll them. Again, it's a free program. We're available to everybody in Alachua County that's having a baby.
And also on the Children's Trust website.
Awesome.
Yeah,
The
under our programs.
Children's Trust of AlachoCounty.org, correct?
No,
.us.
.us.
Yeah.
Yes.
We already
exactly.
shared the link in our Facebook streaming so our audiences can access. Yeah.
Excellent.
How wonderful.
I was going to have Sandy share at least one success story with you all before we go.
Yay.
Wonderful. Well, it's honestly hard to choose because we've seen, honestly, the program, thanks again to the Children's Trust and the support, has made such a difference for so many moms. And I'll just use an example from this very week. I spoke with one of my nurses yesterday who had contacted me because she went and visited a mom. The mom had feeling fine. She was a week postpartum. So again, in that first 7 days. And when our nurse checked her blood pressure, it was 170 over 101, which is not just high, but strokeable, dangerously high blood pressure. And so fortunately, she, again, mom, no symptoms of high blood pressure like a headache or visual changes. She had no idea her blood pressure was so high. So she was immediately sent to the emergency room at Shands, and they immediately admitted her and started her on medication, very serious medication. If anybody's listening, it was on magnesium, and to correct her high blood pressure because she was in the range of possibly having a stroke.
Wow.
So, so that's just this week. And we have probably see about 2 to 3 moms a month with concerning blood pressures that we have to contact the provider or the OB about. We refer in an average of about 2 or so moms, 3 moms a month that need mental health counseling. So, and then again, newborn babies that have weight issues or issues with their umbilical cord or moms with incision issues. So we've had a lot of that happening as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for what you all do. You quite possibly saved a mom's life this
Truly.
week, and certainly,
My nurse did a good job.
impacted a family in a major way.
Very impactful. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Marcia.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, for being here with us. There was an incredible, valuable segment, especially for moms, dads, families, for all of us, for our community here in Alachua County. And we want to thank you for tuning in. And if you want to learn more, do not forget to visit Children's Trust of Alachua County.us and learn more about everything that they do. If you have an organization, you have a cause, you have a mission, you have a summer camp, you have anything, you have just an idea, this is the time that you learn how to make that dream come true with the support and also the commitment of Children's Trust of Alachua County, helping every organization, one organization at a time. And I love that, Marcia. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Can I add a couple of comments before we go?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
We have more than a couple.
If we have anybody out there who is interested in early childhood education, if you have a child care center, or you're thinking about opening one, we are hosting an early childhood collaborative. So we want all the folks who are interested in early childhood to come join us on June 12th at 5:30 at the Santa Fe Blunt Center downtown. And we're going to have a conversation about early childhood in Alachua County. What do we need and how do we get there? So I wanted to mention that before we left. And then we are really excited about something that we helped kind of bring. Really, it's going to be nationwide. So the University of Florida's UF Health is a doula designated organization, the first in the nation, and we help to fund that process for them. And so how that's going to impact our families, as Sandy was just talking about, that experience of our moms and our families, some families want and need a doula to be a part of that process for them. And now our local hospitals are going to open their doors and accept those doulas in with those families. It's a game changer.
Wow.
We're so excited about that. And so the announcement, if you will, you heard it first here, is going to happen on the 17th. We're really excited about that. So check our social media. You'll see all the information, and we hope some folks will come out and join us at that event.
Woohoo! I love that. And doulas are very needed,
Yes.
for sure, because sometimes, when a woman is pregnant, you need a lot of information, a lot of assistance, and
Support.
support.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, Marsha.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing us.
Yeah, we are
That's
so
awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
Maternal child health is so important to the Children's
Yes,
Trust.
definitely.
How we start with our families and our children is critical. So we are excited to be a part of this journey with our families. We are appreciative of all the programs that we have the opportunity to partner with. And again, I want to say thank you to Sandy.
Yes.
and to
Sandy.
Help
Let me just
Sandy.
mention too, Well Florida Council is another website that you can go and look up our program. It gives you more information about what we do, as well as a way to register for the program.
Perfect.
That is
Thank you,
awesome.
Sandy.
Sandy
You're
was
awesome.
wonderful having you. You did an incredible job explaining everything.
Thank
It was very educative and informative. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And we have a last question from the audience. Joel, a father here, is asking.
I love that we're getting questions from dads.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
This dad is actually asking, and after we wrap up, if you have another more question, please send it to us, and we'll make sure to get those to Children's Trust. So this dad is asking, are they a newborn home visiting in contact with the health department?
Are we in contact with them?
Do you guys kind of collaborate, I guess? Or?
We do collaborate with them. They assist us with also some of our supplies. They've been very generous with us in helping as well. We're not directly in communication with them in terms of like patients and so forth, but they are very supportive of our program. They've been tremendous help to us too.
Wow. This dad is telling me, tell them this dad is always active. Yeah,
We love our dads.
I love it.
Thank you so much. So, bueno, mi gente, muchas gracias. Thank you very much for tuning in from the Children's Trust of Alachua County Studios. Every month, the very first Wednesday, the last hour from La Casa
De los Latinos.
En Gainesville, Florida, la casa de los latinos. Tu Fiesta Radio. Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música. La casa de los latinos. En Gainesville, Florida, 95.7. Tu Fiesta Radio.
Saludos mis hermanos latinos, soy Gilberto Santa Rosa y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta
Hola,
Radio.
¿qué tal, chicos? De aquí, los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León, sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor del Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.
Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música. La casa de los latinos. En Gainesville, Florida, 95.7. Tu Fiesta Radio.
No. Mira lo que les he hecho a mi camioneta. Esto es tu culpa.
Yo estaba primero saliendo y usted me chocó a mí.
No.
Fuiste tú.
Yo voy a llamar ahora mismo a Jeffrey Malcolm, mi abogado.
Jeffrey, mi esposo, llámalo.
Meldon Law habla Jeffrey.
Una mujer loca aquí. Me acaba de tocar la camioneta.
¿Un cliente nuevo? Sí, pero un poco complicado.
Saludos mis mis hermanos latinos, soy Gilberto Santa Rosa y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? It's your girl Becky G. Los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León, sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor de Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.
Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música, la casa de los latinos, en Gainesville, Florida, 95.7, Tu Fiesta Radio.
We're the Martin family, and we've been members of Campus USA since 1998.
It's very important. They don't try to guide you in another direction when they know who you are and what you're trying to do.
I think they give a lot of people a chance that other financial institutions would not.
Everyone, helps you. Make sure you have what you need, exactly what you want, in the way that you want it.
I don't feel like a customer at campus. I feel like I'm a member of their family.